Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going over 5 unexplained Pokemon investing mysteries. Now, sometimes when it comes to Pokemon card investing, and particularly prices on individual Pokemon cards or sealed products, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go over 5 of the strangest today, and I guess try and come up with some sort of rhyme or reason as to why. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And if you want to become a channel member, that would be greatly appreciated. You can join up from the home screen. And once you're a member, you can just shoot me any Pokemon investing related questions to my email and I'll get back to you in a timely manner. Anyway, let's just jump straight into the video today. I'm going to give you 5 examples of why some things just don't make sense. The first one is sometimes elite trainer boxes are more expensive than their booster box counterpart. And I'll just bring up this example for argument's sake. So, Primal Clash, an XY era set. We've gone back in time a little bit. XY era, sometimes the elite trainer boxes are worth more than the booster boxes, and Primal Clash is a really good example. You've got 2 different elite trainer boxes. You've got the Groudon example and the Kyogre example, both commanding a somewhat similar price, and then you've of course got the booster box. Now, I've just pulled some prices off eBay. These aren't sold listings. It's very, very hard to gauge exact pricing of, some of the rarer XY era elite trainer boxes, but these are just listings. Like generally speaking, around $2,500 US is what it'll, listing wise, it'll set you back for a Primal Clash elite trainer box. Now these haven't sold. Maybe they're selling for $1,200 or $1,500 or $1,800 or $2,200. I don't know, but average listing price seems to be about $2,500 for the elite trainer box. The booster box, on the other hand, that's got a pretty clear price. Here's one I pulled off eBay, $682. So it seems the elite trainer box is about 4 times more expensive than the booster box. Now you might be scratching your head going, well, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever because the elite trainer box has 8 booster packs inside it and the booster box has 36 booster packs inside it. 36 versus 8. There's over 4 times the amount of booster packs inside the booster box than the elite trainer box. So surely that is some sort of conundrum or mystery. I mean, of course, we can put our detective hat on and go, well, sometimes in the Pokemon card sealed investing world, a rare product commands a higher price than a less rare product. So you could go, well, you know what, elite trainer boxes weren't super popular back in XY era. The print runs might have been lower. Perhaps people open them thinking, these are never going to amount to anything. And it's really rare to find a sealed example. We also know that a lot of people love to invest and collect and display elite trainer boxes, which could really pump up the price of some of those rare ones. Even with all that in mind, it just doesn't make a great deal of sense, does it? 36 packs versus 8, and it's way, way more expensive. The second one, here's the second one. How come some illustration rares throughout Scarlet and Violet era are more expensive than the special illustration rare counterparts? And most of these conundrums have some sort of answer. I said we'd delve into them, but it also, if you're fresh into the hobby, a lot of these things just don't make a great deal of sense. So here's an example I wanted to give you. Let's jump back into the second main expansion from Scarlet and Violet into Paldea Evolved. The average pull rate, just so you know, for an illustration rare for Paldea Evolved was about 1 in 13 packs. You should pull yourself an illustration rare. A special illustration rare, on the other hand, it's about 1 in 31 packs. So it's nearly it's pretty much 2.5 times more difficult to get a special illustration rare than an illustration rare. Now, also having said that, there's a wider array, so more illustration rares than what there are special illustration rares. So pulling any individual illustration rare can be quite difficult. Nonetheless, though, the biggest chase card in Paldea Evolved, which has taken a massive gain in recent months, is the Magikarp. Its current market price on TCG Player in US dollars is $126. Compare that to the main special illustration rare chase card, which is the Iono, which is $81. You might be scratching your head saying, well, why on earth is just a regular illustration rare worth more than a special illustration rare? And of course, there's lots of reasons for that. It could be the artwork, it could be the Pokemon, it could be the fact in this case that Magikarp is incredibly difficult to grade a 10, therefore pumping up the singles price of people wanting to buy it and maybe possibly get that chance of getting a 10. and making big gains on the individual mint raw price up to a PSA 10 price. There's lots of reasons, but again, from a collector's standpoint that's maybe just new to the hobby, you'd be scratching your head going, why is something that's arguably got an easier pull rate more expensive than something that's got a harder pull rate? And same can be said about gold cards. Gold cards have an even harder pull rate, but again, they're not worth anywhere near as much. Again, because maybe people aren't that interested in them. The third one I wanted to talk to you about is why modern prices are just so damn strong, even though there's huge populations. And not only is there huge populations of modern chase cards, there's huge graded populations of modern chase cards, and there's also huge mint raw populations of modern chase cards. Quite often, modern chase cards get put straight into a sleeve, straight into a binder, straight into a hard case, whatever it might be, and are really, really well protected. Yes, of course, there's still kids that collect them and play with them, they get damaged. But here's an example I just wanted to talk to you about. One of definitely my top five sets of all time, and a lot of people would rank this as maybe their favorite set of all time. Neo Destiny. We're riding the clock back a long time. We've got the introduction of shining Pokemon, I should say, and there's this beautiful Espeon card in there called Dark Espeon, of course. I'll bring it up on the screen. First edition US dollar TCG price is currently suggesting it's $180. Finding a mint copy would be incredibly difficult, and I imagine if you find a mint copy, you're going to have to pay probably a little bit more than $180. But compare that to a modern Espeon chase card. So the Fusion Strike Espeon VMAX, its current TCG player price in US dollars is $338. So it's nearly twice the price. And you ask yourself, does that make a lot of sense? Like the graded population of Espeon, first edition holo from Neo Destiny versus the graded population of Espeon VMAX from Fusion Strike doesn't even compare. They're miles apart, let alone the raw copies. Like, shouldn't it just be older, minter, rarer equals more value? It's funny, isn't it? And that's where just, from an outsider looking in, you go, well, what's this conundrum? What? This doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And then again, it's all demand, isn't it? Like, demand for that Fusion Strike Espeon at the moment is super, super high, pushing prices very, very north. So, demand is probably the answer to this conundrum when it comes to point 3. The fourth one I wanted to talk to you about is why some sets have really similar booster box prices, but the chase cards are so different. We could talk through some modern sets like Rebel Clash versus Chilling Reign, and they have really similar booster box prices, but Chilling Reign is by far ahead in terms of its set quality card chases. But I wanted to give a Sun and Moon example. Take Celestial Storm for argument's sake. Celestial Storm is a mid-tier Sun and Moon set. It's not the greatest set. There's really only 2 chase cards that you could probably pull from that set. One is the Lycia, which is the most expensive card in the set. Sun and Moon waifus are still at all-time highs. And the Rayquaza Rainbow card, which is a pretty strong chase inside Celestial Storm as well. So you've really got 2 pulls inside there. Current booster box price is $758 US. The next one I wanted to show, which is very close, they're only about $100 apart, is a Cosmic Eclipse booster box. This is a ladder Sun and Moon set, $883 US. So roughly $100 and a touch more, $100 and a bit of change more to get into a Cosmic Eclipse booster box. But you look at the chase cards inside Cosmic Eclipse, not only do you have the main chase Rosa, which is a more heavier chase card than the Lycia in Celestial Storm, you've also got that beautiful Arceus, Dialga, Palkia Arceus card. And then not only that, you've got a full trainer gallery and some more alternate art tag team Pokemon cards inside there as chase cards. Like, your total value of your top 20 chases in Cosmic Eclipse versus Celestial Storm, like, it does not even come close to comparing. So why are these booster boxes such similar prices? Like, that's a hard conundrum, isn't it? Because it's not like you can go, oh, well, Cosmic Eclipse was overprinted and Celestial Storm was short printed, because print runs were somewhat similar. Yes, in Sword and Shield example that I gave at the start, when it's Rebel Clash versus Chilling Reign, Rebel Clash didn't cop a reprint, so you could argue that was short printed, and hence why, compared to Chilling Reign, and hence why its booster box price is so high. but it just sometimes doesn't make sense when you look at booster box price and the chase cards you get inside there, does it? And the fifth one I really, really wanted to talk to you about was just, and this isn't almost, it almost isn't a mystery, but it's a mystery to me. Like, why are people still paying super, super high prices for chase cards as soon as a set releases? Just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, here's an example for you. Obsidian Flames Charizard. To let you know its price out of the gate, it was $225 US. It's now $44 US. This isn't always the case with every chase card. Sometimes we get some rare examples where they actually go up in price a little bit. You know, maybe there's some market manipulation at play there. It's very rare, but it happens from time to time. You know, the Magikarp from Paldea Evolve. Some of Temporal Forces chase cards took an interesting dip up, sort of, a month or two after release, when normally it follows this trend. A month after release, 2 months after release, 3 months after release, 4 months after release, and then it eventually bottoms out. 18 months, 24 months after release, some cards might start seeing a spike again, like we're seeing with Sword and Shield Old Arts, but it's a mystery to me why people pay such exorbitant prices just to have a chase card straight up. Like, do you need it that badly that you've got to have it straight away? And even more so than that, graded prices are probably even more extreme. People will pay for the first PSA 10 Obsidian Flames Charizard. People are paying insane prices. Can't you just wait a couple of months and get it way cheaper? That's a mystery to me that I'll never understand. Anyway, that'll just about wrap us up today. 5 unexplained Pokemon investing mysteries. I'm Michael. This is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.